High school leaders. The Virginia Independent Schools Athletic Association is committed to establishing and developing healthy environments for competition. We ask all spectators to treat the officials and participating teams with respect. Cheer the strengths and victories of your team. Do not denigrate the performance of your opponents, their fans, or the officials. We expect that all fans will act in an appropriate manner. Failure to do so may result in dismissal from the premises. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Now, please join us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Ready?
Yep.
And welcome back to the CBG Live Network for the final game of the VISAA high school season. The D1 state championship between #1 seeded Paul VI out of Chantilly, Virginia. They're going to be playing in the gold, taking on #2 seed St. Anne's Belfield in Charlottesville. They're going to be playing in the black. And I'm very happy to have one of the best basketball minds that you will find with me today, Blue Ridge head coach Cade Lemke. Cade, thanks for joining us, man.
My pleasure, Jack. I'd much rather be playing right now, but huge basketball fan, big fan of both of these programs and all the teams that are playing today, and look forward to being on the call with you.
Yes, first off, congrats on a terrific season. I know it didn't end the way that you wanted to, but definitely a good one for your first year in Division I. And we know, we said on the call yesterday, we're sure you're going to be chasing down these two teams the next couple of years. So looking forward to seeing you with that. But
Thank you.
yeah, so, you know, these are two teams that you know pretty well, you know, rivals with Stab and, you know, played PVI yesterday. Just tell me what you think of the matchup in this one and, you know, what do you think each team's going to have to do to come away victorious?
Yeah, this is a unique game. Two great teams, probably the two teams from day one that most of us thought were the two best teams in the state. It's exciting that they get to play against each other for this. Two very contrasting styles. You know, St. Anne's is going to live and die by getting up and down, shooting the three. Player 1 through 5 can all shoot it, and then you've got Paul VI, who, right, more of a traditional lineup, right, with plenty of bigs that come at you in waves, and then, right, arguably the best player in the state, Deshaun, who's a heck of a high school player. I don't know if I've seen somebody physically that can dominate a game like he's been able to on the high school level. So if he can impose his will and the bigs continue to do a job on the glass, I think Stab will have to make a bunch of threes to stay in this game. But they're very, very capable of making threes and making it a great game all the way down to the wire.
Absolutely. So I had said over Twitter when I was promoting this, Stab actually kind of shocked everybody during the summer when they beat Paul VI during the live period when Paul VI had just brought on Isaiah and Pat. People were talking about them being the #1 team in the country. Obviously, right now, I believe ESPN has them ranked number 5 in the country after a couple of close losses they've had. But, I mean, this is a heavyweight matchup that, you know, I'm sure Paul VI has not forgotten about that happening during the summer and are looking for a little bit of revenge. And, you know, there's a lot on the line here as Paul VI controls the tip. And Ben Hammond's going to bring the ball up here. Enters into Pat Gongba, little dribble drive or dribble handoff action to Deshaun Harris-Smith, who gets downhill. And there you were talking about how physically dominant he can be.
Right from the beginning, right? If he can impose his will, that's a mismatch for Stab. They've got to figure out something there.
And we talked about it yesterday. You know, the game plan, obviously, it's a steal right there by Ben Hammond. And can't quite finish Deshaun Harris-Smith down there, and he's going to be fouled. Me and Alex Petrie were talking about it yesterday on the call. You know, the game plan with Deshaun is pretty simple, and everybody wants to say it right. Force him right, sit on his left, turn him into a jump shooter. A lot easier to say it than to do it.
No question, because when he starts going downhill, you know, that is tough. Now, to St. Anne's credit, John St. Germain, one of the best defending guards in the state, and if they go with bigger and have Desmond Roberts guarding him, that's another one who's strong. So there could be an opportunity here for them to show that they can do that game plan, but we'll see. There you go, right? Definitely looks right. If he's going to drive right, turn him into a passer, that's something that Stab would love to happen all day long.
Absolutely. And Pat Gongba off the mark, and from deep, Chance Mallory, a little left on that one. And Chance, another very exciting player. You know, I say all the time, if you don't like watching Chance Mallory play, you don't really like basketball, because, you know, he's probably the guy that will get picked up last in a pickup game, and then he's going to beat everybody when he's on the floor. So he had a little bit of a rough shooting night yesterday, but still had a big impact on the game as Carter Lang, falling away, misses that one. And
Chance is a great player, great spirit, a heck of a kid as well, and every coach's dream to have your lead guard like that. Well, there we go. Starting right off. One thing Stab does not have is a stable full of bigs like Paul VI.
Yes.
So if Carter Lang gets in foul trouble, that could be very tough for them to overcome.
So, 100%. You know, they're going to need his, you know, he's a big part of their team all the time, but in this one, he's going to have to stay out of foul trouble. He's going to have to stay on the floor because they come off the bench with 2, you know, 6'8" guys, and, you know, they're 6'6" to 6'8" across the wings, too. So they cannot afford to lose any size here as they go underneath. And Lang with the steal, he's going to push up ahead to Austin Williford. Williford finds Lang running the floor. And a lucky no call there for Stab.
Thank goodness the refs know what has to happen for it to be a good game as well. With like that, swallow their whistle and let that one slide.
And here's Harris-Smith with it. He's going to enter at the elbow to Gongba. Finds Darren Harris off the mark there.
But you could tell the first two plays, Darren Harris tried to sell the call to the official, trying to draw.
Oh, wow. Darren Harris. Yeah, he's known as a shooter, but I'll tell you, I was up there for the WCAC semis and championships. That's starting to become a little bit more of his game, as Lang can't handle that. And Mallory from deep, no good. Skying for the rebound. Great play there by Roberts. Oh, great pass by Chance Mallory to Des Roberts for the one-handed throwdown.
You can get offensive rebounds against Paul VI, you have a chance. And that was, no pun intended, but offensive rebound, got it back to Chance Mallory, and he can make plays for himself and others.
I see what you did there with the no pun, by the way. Took me a second, but I got it. And that's going to be a turnover. And Paul VI, they want the ball as quick as possible. And I was saying the other day, right, I mean, people say all the time you don't want to get into track meet with Paul VI. Stab's going to play that way because that's how they always play.
They want to get up and down. I saw their game earlier this season against Word of God, who back in December had a heck of a squad. before the guys moved on to college early, and they were willing to go up and down with them the whole game. They're not gonna shy away from getting up and down with these guys either.
And Roberts rattles in the mid-range, and then John St. Germain pokes it loose, and we got a jump ball. Possession arrow to Stab. We were talking about John St. Germain on the defensive end. If there's one guy you want to put on Deshaun Harris-Smith, it's going to be him. Big, strong, physical guy who's not afraid to take on the top guy in the state.
And I'm excited to see him healthy. He missed first third of the season with an ankle injury, and I'm glad to see him moving around well. I mean, this is a battle right from the beginning. It's a long game.
And John St. Germain off the mark there from deep. Kick to the corner. Ben Hammond in and out. Rebound goes to Lang. And St. Germain up ahead, gives it to Roberts. He's going to kick to the corner. Mallory up top to Austin Williford, and it rattles home for Williford.
Ben Hammond's had 3 good looks from 3 so far to start off this game. That's something that I think Stab is going to give them if he's making shots. Looks like early on, Paul VI 0 for 5 from 3.
Yeah, and I was saying, it's kind of their weakness a little bit because, Darren Harris, number 24, is one of the best shooters in the country, really. But these other guys, they're known for other things, right? Deshaun's a downhill power guard, as he shows right there. Isaiah Abraham, number 4, big-time high flyer. And Ben is a playmaking, quick scat guard. But really, Darren's the only one that can shoot it. So if there's a game plan, it's kind of let the other guys beat you from deep. And it looks like that's what Stab's going to try to do. We have a timeout here early by Paul VI. We got 2:45 left in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back on the CBG Live Network. And we're back here out of the timeout. St. Anne's Belfield 9, Paul VI 4. With just over 2.5 to play here in the first quarter. Chance Mallory working on Ben Hammond. And they're going to call a foul on Hammond. Those are two guys that define that heart over height, excuse me, that everybody loves to use.
Chance is very good at selling the call.
Oh, 100%. And Williford can't hit that 3. And it's tapped out to Christian Big Country Gerdak, who gets the rebound. And here comes Harris-Smith over to Darren Harris. And Harris-Smith is going to be fouled. He will not be stopped when he's trying to get to the rim. So I believe it was a few years ago they started doing the shot clock in the Division I championships. They don't do it in the other divisions, but going from Division II to Division I, now having to play with that shot clock, tell me a little bit about what you think of the shot clock in the high school setting.
Well, I think it's great. I think it's great for end of quarters, end of game situations, and it rewards the defense that we don't see it that much at this high level at the end of the season, but it forces teams to have to get out there and play offense. We've gone through seasons where in a lot of showcase games and different things we have the shot clock, and sometimes it would catch us off guard until we get used to it. This year it was great to be able to have it for home games and then have it in the tournament. And for the guys that are college prospects, right, it gives you a head start at getting ready for that next level, which I know isn't the main reason for doing it, but it's also a plus for these high-level teams.
I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think people always want to talk about, that makes you play and can't hold the ball, but the rewarding the defense thing is a big thing for me, because there's nothing more frustrating than guarding really well through 2 sets and they pull it back out. You've been guarding for a minute now and don't get a chance to get the ball back.
No question.
And Harris.
And as a coach, it just gives you that opportunity, right, when you're coaching your guys up to tell them, hey, all we got to do is play tough for these 10 seconds, and all of a sudden now it's going to be red zone, and they're going to have to rush a shot, and you can get them to buy in more.
Yep. And a couple of misses down there for Paul VI, and spinning in the lane, and Carter Lang can't finish, but he will be fouled and head to the line. It's almost like you're looking at the present and the future with these two bigs matched up as Carter Lang heading to Vanderbilt. Christian Gerdak, one of the best sophomores in the state of Virginia, number 25 for Paul VI, and very similar styles of big men.
Yeah, and if I'm correct in my thinking, Christian has only been really focusing on basketball for the last few years. Someone told me he was a swimmer all growing up and then just converted to being a full-time basketball player. You think about somebody with that size and has only scratched the surface for where he can be. It's impressive to think about the future for him. For sure.
Now that you say that, I kind of want him to go back to swimming, because if he's able to make the Olympics, he will be the biggest swimmer of all time.
that might also be what turned him to basketball.
Oh, I'm sure. And Harris Smith coming off the ball screen finds Darren Harris, who is fouled by Cade Ellis.
Cade Ellis, one of the young guys for St. Anne's, a 9th grader who they've been fortunate to be able to give more and more time and give some good experience to him this year as they look for their future backcourt as well.
Now I have a question, because I've always thought this. He has an older brother, right? That's a football player, I want to say, at Woodbury Forest.
Woodbury, yep.
Yes,
yep.
Okay. I thought so.
Yep.
As Harris Smith underneath with the finish off the turnover.
Stab's got to finish this quarter off strong. Cannot let Paul VI get a little run to end the quarter and get some momentum.
And the swing to John St. Germain leaves it short. The rebound, Isaiah Abraham, and here comes Deshaun Harris Smith. Going right, kicking out. Darren Harris is going to attack going left. Count it plus the foul.
Plus the foul, but the foul was on Carter Lang. Unless we're mistaken here, that's a tough one.
Oh, no.
Nope, they gave it to Ellis.
And Ellis, I saw it yesterday. He did it where Carter had a couple of early fouls, and he came out, took the foul, raised his hand, almost ran all the way over to the scorer's table to tell him it was on him. And the referees gave it to him, and I was like, that's a heads-up play from the freshman right there.
That is heady, and appreciate the refs who understand and know and want the players to be out there dictating the game and not refs dictating games. So I applaud that for sure.
And shot clock turned off here. 13 seconds left, and like you said, you really wanted Stab to end on a high note. If they can get a bucket here and go in with the lead, that'll be big. And from deep, no good for Williford, and Harris Smith's going to have a shot at a half-court shot here, no good. So at the end of one, it's kind of what we expected here, all knotted up, 10-10 in the D1 state finals. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the CBG Live Network. And to start the second quarter, Paul VI with the ball here, off the mark there for Deshaun Harris-Smith. Leak out here to Chance Mallory. He's going to find Des Robertson. What a play there at the rim by Isaiah Abraham.
This is the beginning of this quarter. They got to stay locked in. Here we go.
And the floater is good for Ben Hammond.
I tell you what, I was super impressed with Hammond last night in our game. I know he got to learn behind Doug McDaniel the last 2 years, and seems more than ready this year too.
And what a sequence there for Des Roberts, the Euro step finish on one end and then takes the charge 5 seconds later on the other. And I've really been impressed with him coming over from VES. I mean, he seems to be improving in the right ways. You know, seems to be a guy that in a couple of years at the college level, his best basketball is still ahead of him.
He's a superior athlete.
Oh, big time. He's always been that, but now he's shooting the ball with more confidence. He's locked in defensively.
And it says a lot for a kid to be able to come in on a good team like this as a one-year senior and to mesh well with the team and to give them a chance to be successful. I've been happy to see how he's grown.
And that's going to be out of bounds. They're going to say last touched by St. Anne's Belfield.
PVI subbing in Darren Harris here, not only a three-point specialist, but an underneath out-of-bounds specialist. Having scouted them, almost every underneath out-of-bounds play they have is to get him an open look. Let's see if they can execute here or if Stab does a good job defending this out-of-bounds.
Yep, and job by the officials to realize they accidentally reset the shot clock. So they put it down to 17, and Pat Gongba bangs home the corner triple.
Big shot by Pat, another one who's one of the best young bigs, not only in the state but in the entire country.
And a steal there by Abraham. And Deshaun Harris-Smith lines it up. And that's off the mark. And big rebound there by Austin Williford, the sophomore wing, who has a very bright future as well. Plays on team takeover with a lot of these guys on Paul VI. So they know each other very well. And the kick out, Williford hits the triple. And
right back at it. Transition.
This pace is I might be running out of breath just from talking at this pace that these two teams like to play at. And Roberts, no travel call. Somebody's got to blow the whistle on that.
And that was actually the ref that you didn't think had the angle because Dez was back was to him, but he obviously knew the call. It's always good that refs can see. They watch the player's body language. They know when there's a call and it should be made.
And I got to say, Cage, you are one of the coaches here that is maybe the most respectful, I guess you would say, of refs, as we've seen some of them really get after them. As Darren Harris off the mark there, and then he's going to commit a foul, being a little bit over-aggressive on the pass.
Call the sixth foul on number 24.
It's a big 2 minutes right here for Stab. This middle of this second quarter, if they can stay close or even build a little lead, I think that's going to set the tone for the rest of the game. This is when Paul VI usually will impose at will. And here's PVI jumping to a different. They change defenses really well. Now it looks like it was 3-2, flatten out.
And a block there by Gongba. And with a guy like Gongba, you're able to kind of go to that 3-2 with less, and they're going to call a charge. And the pure shock on Deshaun Harris-Smith's face.
From my angle, I thought Euro stepped to the side of it, but he instead picked up his second foul on two player control fouls in the last 2 minutes here.
And into the corner, Mallory, no good. The fight for the rebound, and Des Roberts comes away with it. And you said earlier, if you're able to pull in offensive rebounds against Paul VI, probably the hardest team to get offensive rebounds against, you've got a shot. And corner three by Roberts, no good. As Ben Hammond. And they're going to call a foul on Mallory there. Was fighting for position, and Harris hit the deck.
Every once in a while, the actor can get out acted.
I like it. But you got to always feel for the small guy trying to battle with the bigger guard. There's not much you can really do in that situation. But Harris goes inside. Gongba. Lang, there's a lot of body in there. And Mallory on the pull-up. Can he get the roll? No. Tip in, no good. And Gongba comes away with it. And great defense there by Mallory and St. Germain, but Isaiah Abraham following the play.
But you could tell as Deshaun drove there, he was looking for anybody that might be stepping in to take a charge and didn't want to make that happen.
Yep.
Hesitated just enough, but the power and size Isaiah Abraham put back. 19-15. Great second quarter so far. Chance Mallory still
can't get it going.
0-4 from the field.
And, I mean, it's going to come eventually. It's just whether or not Stab's able to stay in it without their top scorer. And St. Germain with the steal, he's going to feed Mallory. And Mallory misses at the rim there. Rebound for St. Germain, and they're going to reset here. Over to St. Germain in the corner. He'll fire a three. Oh, man. And now the long outlet, and they have numbers. And Darren Harris, that's going to be a block. He slid under him. At that point, you got to protect the guy that's in the air.
That's right. That's right. And Des Roberts was very, very willing to step in to take that charge. But all about the timing there, and refs did a good job protecting the airborne player.
So 2:49 remaining here in the second quarter. And, I mean, I got to say, if there's one thing that I wasn't expecting, it was going to be this low scoring of an affair. And this one between two of the teams with the most firepower you'll find. 20-15, Paul VI in the lead.
I don't have the three-point shooting here in front of me, but I think it hasn't been because we haven't been getting shots off. I think neither team is shooting it all that well from the three so far, which if they both catch fire, this scoreboard could be lit up in a hurry. If one does and the other doesn't, could decide the game.
I don't know if it's the gym or what, man. Nobody's really shot the ball particularly well from deep today. Highland probably shot it the best in the last game, and they weren't exactly scorching nets all game, as I think they scored 49 in their win or something like that.
Right. And you don't know, right? With the empty arena, you know, the perspective behind the backboard is always something that, I mean, these teams play a high-level schedule. They've played in those types of arenas before, but I know that can catch people off guard. And
Sundra buries one right as we're talking about it. And Damon Altizer says, I need a timeout.
And who would have thought? It's the big guys for Paul VI hitting the threes right now.
Yeah, Gongba and Sundra each with the three in that quarter. And we'll take a quick break. 2:17 left in the half. We'll be right back on the CBG Live Network. And we're back here out of the timeout. So we approach 2 minutes to play, 9-point lead.
Big moment right here for Stab. They've got to stay connected.
And the 3 ball is up and good from Austin Williford. I think that's his 3rd triple of the game.
3rd 3. He's the one who's hitting those shots so far for Stab. Keeping him in it.
So he has half their points and probably all of their threes right now. And little pick and pop action, no good there for Sundra. And out on the run is Mallory. Mallory tries to go up ahead a little bit too much on that pass to Carter Lang, who's a little bit hard to throw the pass over. But good job of them getting back and getting the block shot in transition.
And that was one of the easiest rebounds that Stab will get today. Paul the 6 known to be crashing the glass with all 5. Deshaun Harris checks back in after a quick break.
And Hammond with it. Coming off the screen. A couple people were asking for a moving pick there. Harris kicks to Sundra. Sundra back out to Hammond.
10 on the shot clock here for Paul the 6.
Hammond can't finish there with the left. Rebound goes to Lang. And now Mallory will bring it up. And 1 minute to play here in the quarter. And Roberts, so miscommunication on back-to-back plays there for Stab. And, may have squandered a big opportunity there to cut into this lead before the half.
Deshaun Harris checks out. Normally you take your guy out on the defensive end so he doesn't pick up a foul, but Deshaun's 2 fouls have been on the offensive end, so let's take him out when they're on offense here in the closing seconds for Paul the 6th.
And Hammond looking to go inside. He goes inside to Gongba. He's going to shoot the running hook.
I saw that coming, trying to keep him from getting Carter Lang from getting that 2nd foul, and unfortunately picks that up there with 38 seconds.
I mean, it could be worse, right? He could have picked it up with 38 seconds in the first quarter. Made it all the way through the first half. Picks that 2nd up, but much less dangerous foul trouble as long as he doesn't get one here on the offensive end.
That's right, and could turn into a good foul. If Pat misses the first one, going to the line for that second and a big one here for Paul the 6th.
And he hits the 2nd. And St. Germain.
7-second differential here. Looks like Stab will still hold for as close to one shot as they can.
And into the corner, Roberts, no good. And look at Mallory, the smallest guy, almost able to poke it loose.
9 seconds. I'd get Carter Lang out for this possession, but if they can stay without a foul, here we go.
And Hammond swings to Harris from way downtown, and that's good. And a backbreaker there for Stab.
Tough one to end the quarter. Great shot by Darren Harris. A great look. Way to be patient by Ben Hammond there in those last. Did not rush it. He could have easily tried to take a contested shot there at the end, and he knew exactly how much time he had. Harris came off that screen on the wing in rhythm, hit a big 3 to end the half.
Yep, so 28-18, PVI in the lead going into the half here. Got about 10 minutes to the last half of basketball for the season in VISAA. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on the CBG Live Network. And welcome back to the CBG Live Network here, second half of this one. 28-18 PVI in the lead. Cade, what if you're St. Anne's Belfield here, what do you think you need to do? What adjustments would you make going into the second half?
You got to make shots, right? You're getting open looks. You've got to hit these shots. If you're gonna win this game on this stage, and you're running great offense, screening bodies, and you're getting open looks, you've got to make those shots, because Paul VI, they're going to keep coming after you.
And down the lane, St. Germain's going to be fouled.
Who will they give that foul to? That'll be the interesting one right here. Get to 0.
Yep, that's Pat Gongba. So we talked about Chance Mallory, sometimes selling and knowing how to get to the line. John St. Germain kind of has that same thing, just knowing how to draw the contact, how to, just get to the line when he gets downhill like that. And we talked about it on the yesterday. At what point as a referee do you think, somebody's going in there just to find contact, not even to make a shot? At some point you do have to call a foul if it's a foul, but how do you think that they balance that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it's really hard. The college level, when you have the same refs that work all your games, you start to get that reputation, and you don't. But these guys, there you go.
Oh,
right, great example right there, right? I mean, and the refs, if the refs don't know you, right, you probably can get the benefit of the doubt more often than not. Now, I think there again, the refs doing a great job of Deshaun Harris has already been called for 2 charges. They're not going to give him that third one, but Chance is definitely going to sell it.
I mean, good anticipation by Chance, understanding the game of Harris Smith. When he comes off that dribble handoff, he's going to take a hard dribble and go right at you.
No question. There's another great out-of-bounds play for Paul VI there. Stab has to foul and not give up the 3 by Gongba. And
we got Carter and Gongba battling in the paint. This is always one of my favorite things on the out-of-bounds plays, is when the ref just holds the ball and stares at the 2 guys until they stop. And the kick out wide open look there for Darren Harris, no good. Deshaun Harris-Smith with the follow.
Man, I thought Stab did a great job boxing out there, but you can't. At some point, just the size.
Oh, and they missed Lang there. And Mallory loses the handle on that. Up ahead.
Transition.
On the kick out, Gongba's going to hand to Deshaun Harris-Smith. And good defense there by St. Germain, but he hits him on the release.
So hard when he gets going downhill. I tell you what, though, that was a layup outside the lane. It's got to be a win for Stab to keep him from getting all the way to the rim.
Yes. And first one on the way, it's good for DHS. Headed to Maryland next year. Part of a great class they've got coming in. And the second one on the way here is good. I think he fits so perfectly in the Big Ten, too, which has a ton of big physical guards. I think he's going to be a winner anywhere he goes, but Terp fans have to be happy with that as John St. Germain gets downhill and finishes with the inside hand.
And he's ready to compete from day one physically.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, battle-tested with the competition. He's a great get from Maryland.
And they go inside to Gongba. Oh, good move. Can't finish on the other side, though. And he finishes there.
Great body control for the big fella there. Falling down still. Gets it up and hits it on the putback.
And Williford looking to give it up. And it's stolen away by Abraham. Here comes Hammond up ahead to DHS. The feed to Abraham, and he hits the floater. And timeout from Damon Altizer of Stab, and we'll take a quick timeout too. We'll be right back on the CBG Live Network. And out of the timeout here, Stab with it, trailing by 14. And there on the break, we were just talking about it. I mean, there's not really much you could say at this outside of Stab's got to start making some shots. And St. Germain misses that one. Hammond up ahead to Abraham for the layup.
Abraham's so good at his size, running the floor, finishing in the paint.
And a foul is going to be called on Deshaun Harris-Smith.
Unfortunate one there. Maybe Ben Hammond will raise his hand and try to tell the rest it was him. Did not work. Deshaun Harris-Smith picks up his third foul on that play.
With 5:10 remaining here in the third. See if they try to go at him. It looks like they're in, a little bit of a matchup zone maybe. And stolen away. And good hands there. Getting the deflection, which would have resulted in a wide open three for Darren Harris on the wing.
Yep, force them to have to play against a set defense. See what Stab can get right here. Back door, great
on
play.
The back door, DHS. Oh, can't get it to go.
Great pass by Gongbo. Stab got caught ball watching. Backdoor cut. Harris-Smith. I guess fortunate it's not a three-point play.
Two shots from the Panthers, Deshaun Harris-Smith.
And the first one up and good for DHS. And the second one is good.
Going back to that odd man front zone. You have Deshaun Harris-Smith at the front of any zone. It's got to be intimidating for the other team, trying to make passes around.
As they swing it, Chance Mallory's going to fire, leaves that short. Offensive rebound by Des Roberts, no good. Third chance, no good. Fourth chance is stolen away by Harris. And Deshaun Harris-Smith crossing over. Can't finish. Rebound. And a foul is going to be called. We'll see who it's called on.
Coach Torello applauding the second and third effort by all the six big men. And guards. Carter Lane picks up his third on that. And then just when your bigs are a little winded, PVI subs in two more bigs who are fresh and ready to go.
Yeah. That was the thing, like, everyone talked about, well, who's going to be in what lineup and stuff like that. And, I mean, I think that the fact that they can throw out so many different lineups, because they're in the preseason, I mean, they were coming at you in waves, you know, bulk substitutions or going 4 out, leaving 1 in.
I think Jordan Smith being injured changes things.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it means Deshaun Harris-Smith probably plays more minutes now, which if you're the other team, you're not too excited about. But let's see.
I mean, you can see the similarities in those two guys. I mean, Deshaun being a senior, obviously, he's a little bit more advanced. But Jordan has a lot of those things that Deshaun had when he was younger. His ability as an offensive rebounder at the guard position, his size, his tenacity on the defensive end. I mean, it's almost like when they brought in, you know, Ben Hammond, and you were like, oh, wow, he's like a little Doug. Like Jordan is the little DHS coming in.
It's great when you have that process, that cookie cutter, you know, that mold that you can get that next guy to go through and see kind of what they can be like and how they can continue to grow and improve. That'll be another special one for PVI down the road.
And Mallory hits 2, hits 3. Maybe that's what he needs to do to see him go through. 41-25, 3:50 remaining in the third. Now, Coach, we just got to get you the cookie cutter models, right? Where's another Amir Sims or Mamadi? Or if only it was that easy to find them, right?
Let me know if you find one.
What a play there by Ben Hammond, hanging with the finish. And inside, Carter Lang's going to be fouled.
Interesting if they give that too. Yeah, that's what I thought. They gave the ball to Garrett Sundra. On that, I thought Gerdak did a great job there walling up, and Sundra just got the hands caught in the cookie jar on that one, got the foul.
And off the mark on the first one. And the second is good. It's a 17-point game here, 3:25. We'll see if Stab's able to cut into this deficit before the fourth. And that's kind of how you got to look at it in a game like this, right? You got to take it bit by bit. As an offensive foul is called there. When you're in a situation like this as a coach, Cade, what do you tell your teams?
You know, you got to keep fighting. You know, as a coach, hey, we've gotten good looks. We're just keep shooting, we're two threes and 2 stops away from the game being right there in hand. Especially we're still early, still halfway through the third quarter. There's plenty of time.
As Mallory gets the look, and there it goes.
Right on cue. He saw some free throws go through the net. A little extra confidence. Hits that open look. See one stop right here. One stop, get another bucket.
And the fall away there by Harris. Wow, what a tough shot from the 2024 Duke commit. And Mallory's going to try again. The heat check, he hits it. And there he goes now. This is where you're saying the lead's not really safe if he's able to get things going like this. You never know. As Abraham's going to attack the right side. Great pump fake on the pull-up. They get the stop. We'll see if they look for Mallory again here. Williford down the lane, gets it poked away. Carter Lang picks it up. Hits the jumper. And just like that, it's down to an 11-point.
Great little run, 11-0 run.
11-2 run.
11-2 run.
Yes. And we got a timeout by Farello. He sees it himself. And we'll take a quick timeout. 1:51 left here in the third. We'll be right back on the CBG Live Network. And out of the timeout here, Paul VI with the ball, DHS, guarded by John St. Germain. Stab in a little bit of a run here, as they've cut the deficit from 18 down to 11. Now they go inside to the big fellas, let them bang it out. And DHS with the finish underneath. I mean, you can just count it if he gets within 5 feet of the bucket. Doesn't matter who's there, he's going to make it. And Mallory from the corner, no good. Big offensive rebound by Lang. He's going to get that blocked out of bounds by Gongba off his hands.
Great out of timeout play by Paul VI.
Oh, wow, look at Chance Mallory get in there and steal it away.
Oh.
They're going to say it's stab basketball.
I don't think the refs had no refs saw that.
Yeah.
They have no idea. Maybe it could have been a foul on the steal. Didn't see that. And then they'll give it to Stab.
Chance Mallory resorting to the schoolyard move there, pretending to run back and steal the inbound.
So now I don't know why they shouldn't be resetting the shot clock to 20. It should go all the way back to 30.
Yeah, it should go back to 30.
It was definitely a change of possession.
And they reset to 27. See, I never really thought Stab had possession.
But I guess it was at 30 on the steal that the rest didn't even know if it was a steal or not. So see what Stab can get done here.
And a foul is going to be called on Hammond.
Call the 6th foul on number 3, Ben Hammond. Clear second, team 6.
And Mallory to throw it in. Goes to John St. Germain. And he got the switch on to Gongba. I think they're gonna look to try to go inside to Lang. Or Williford attacks, kicks out to John St. Germain, 6 on the shot clock. St. Germain stepping through. Wow, the footwork on the finish. And 33 on the game clock. We got 15 here now on the shot clock. And wow, DHS down the lane with the finish.
Great patience, body control, got in the lane. Didn't take it all the way to the rim to avoid a charge. A little floater from 5 feet. Big possession. Stab, they get a bucket here to end this quarter.
Yep, they've got 6 to go. As Mallory steps back, kicks to St. Germain, the shot, no good. And at the end of 3, Paul VI, 49, St. Anne Belfield, 36. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back on the CBG Live Network.
The VISAA would like to
And we are back here to start the 4th. PVI basketball leading by 13 we saw some signs of life from St. Anne's Belfield late in that quarter, but seeing PVI answered as they still outscored them by 3 in the quarter. But we'll see if there's some magic left for the Saints. 8 minutes for all the marbles. And a foul is going to be called.
Carter Lang's 4th.
So this is something I think that I'd love to ask Coach Farello at some point. Where does Deshaun Harris-Smith rank in the greatest PVI basketball player conversation? Because obviously they've had plenty of pros and high-level guys come through there, but from just a high school career perspective, where would he be?
And I think he's got to be up there near the top, because you brought up a great point. They've had players who had great potential and scratched the surface for where they could be, but few have had the impact on the high school game that Harris-Smith has had over his career at PVI, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jeremy Roach would also be up there, and Trevor Keels. They were both 4-year starters that had great careers. But like you said, I mean, Deshaun, will this be 4 straight? Or no, they lost when he was, I want to say, a freshman to St. Stephen St. Agnes, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. So 3 of 4, though, not bad.
Ben Hammond fighting through the screen gets called for the foul. His 3rd foul. So two players, key players for PVI with 3 fouls here in the beginning of the 4th quarter. Carter Lang with 4 fouls for Stab. See if that ends up hurting either team over the course of the next 7 minutes, 29 seconds.
And Roberts hits the front end of the 1-and-1. So the next foul for St. Anne's Belfield will also put PVI in the bonus. So we're shooting free throws the whole way. Depending on how close they call it, you guys might want to buckle up and get some popcorn for the end of this one. Might take a while. Hammond bringing it up. Guarded by Chance Mallory. Nope. Just count that. Again, you know the curl's coming, you know he's going left, and it's still very, very difficult to stop. As John St. Germain to the rim with the finish.
Doing his own, saying, I'll go right like you go left.
And the steal there by Mallory, pushing in transition. Finds Williford the extra pass. John St. Germain from the corner. What a shot that would be. But it doesn't go down.
That was a big one. Could have cut it to single digits for Stab with a 3 there. Instead, PVI will come down and execute in the half court.
And Harris-Smith gets the ball screen from Gongba. Gets another ball screen. They try to switch on the fly, and what a pass by DHS to Gongba. Down the lane again, John St. Germain with the finish. Back to 12.
Stab not going away.
They have to string together some stops here. And look at St. Germain trying to sell the call there. That does it again, doesn't get the call. And there's Deshaun Harris-Smith. I mean, you can run all the elaborate sets you want when you've got a guy like DHS, flat ball screen going left, and good things are going to happen.
That's a good second option for your play.
And Carter Lang counted plus the foul on the hook shot. I think even he might have been surprised that one went in.
Surprised to win, and probably surprised that he got the whistle as well. Take advantage of that. Carter Lang, big free throw.
Hits it. 11-point ball game here. 5:30 to play.
Stab trying somebody new. Austin Wilford will now give it a shot.
I really do like his ceiling as a defender, though. I mean, it's about as hard. He's guarding about as hard a guy to guard as there is, but as the double screen there. Good job by Williford. And, backbreaker as Paul the Sixth gets the offensive rebound.
Carter Lang with his 4th foul. He's got to only be on an island here with Ben Hammond's got to be smart. Stay in front without fouling.
And not able to stay in front.
Wow, no call.
Hammond probably should have got the call on Devs Roberts there.
Good pass.
And, can't corral the pass. And a bucket here might be a backbreaker. 13-point game here, 4:15 to play. Harris Smith over to Darren Harris.
Got away with a double dribble.
Harris on the pull-up. Leaves it short. Rebound to Des Roberts. Here comes Mallory out in transition. He likes to shoot him on that, but drops it off. What a pass. Counted plus the foul.
Mallory, good job getting in the lane, drawing 2. Great catch by Carter Lang for the bucket and the harm.
And that's when the Saints are at their best, when they're able to get out, hold them to 1 miss, and get out in transition where these guards make such good decisions. But we're going to take a quick break here on the timeout. 3:52 left. We'll be right back here on the CBG Live Network. We are back out of the timeout. Carter Lang with a chance to cut it to 10 with this free throw.
The way Stab's been shooting it, if you could say you're going to be down 10
and
or 11.
Count it! And the foul on the follow for Des Roberts. So that's about the best case scenario you could ask for.
Wow.
How high did he get on that putback,
Wish
too?
you could see the instant replay on that one. Isaiah Abraham was the one boxing him out, who's plenty athletic himself. And Des with the putback, tip in, and one.
Oh, but he misses the free throw.
He was trying to make it even better.
Hey, keep doing it if you can do that, you know?
9-point game, 3:40 to go.
Gut check time here. And Hammond, guarded by Mallory, gets it over to Harris Smith. Harris trying to get free on the curl. They go to Gongba instead. Dribble handoff to Deshaun Harris Smith. Oh, wow.
You'd much rather that than a shot at the rim for Stab, but 2 points is 2 points at this stage.
I don't know. He's for 3 here for Mallory. Big shot, no good. Harris Smith is, and I know it happens to good players more than not good players, but he seems to get so many rolls like that when he's in that kind of 10-foot range. I've watched him play so much this year, and it's like when it's sitting on the back of the rim like that, I'm like, it's going in.
Right. Soft touch. Being a lefty myself, I like to think it's just the southpaw touch.
I know, man. I would have been a much better shooter if I was a lefty. Oh, wow, the breakdown.
Right on.
Almost got it to go on that one.
Quick hands. Chance Mallory couldn't keep it from going out of bounds. 2:38 on the clock. 18 on the shot clock here for Paula Six. Another opportunity to execute underneath out of bounds. Oh,
wow, great play. And I mean, John St. Germain's got to give the foul up there to save an easy bucket.
When you have so many weapons executing that play, and you've got an inbounder who can make reads and make the right pass, very hard to stop Paul the Sixth here underneath out of bounds.
Big free throws here for Gongba. And he hits the first. And it just seems in one of those games where Stab is going to, no matter how much they claw back, there's always an answer. And it's back up to 12 now with a chance to make it 13. Nope. Leaves it short. Mallory with it. Roberts over to Williford. It's deflected, but Roberts gets it. Inside. Lang. The extra pass. Mallory lets it fly, and he hits it. Another big shot there. Cuts it down to single digits again. 2:20 to play. This one's not over. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the CBG Live Network. And we are live here again. And after another timeout, another cut to single digits. We'll see if Stab can pull together a stop here. And PVI willing to just take their time. Williford feeling out the ball screen situation. They go inside to Gongba. And oh, wow, Lang might have got away with the foul there. That would have been his fifth, but a steal for Roberts. And Mallory's going to step into one. Oh, he leaves it short. What a play by Chance Mallory.
Yeah, usually the shooter knows better than anyone where that ball's going on a miss.
Chance Mallory
knew exactly where that was going.
Just sprinted 30 feet after his shot to save the ball off of another player, and that's the type of thing Chance Mallory does. And the fall away from Carter Lang, ooh, maybe not the shot you wanted in that situation. And we're down to a minute 30 now. They're going to have to force a turnover. And they're going to call a foul.
St. Anne's Belfield foul. Number 4, John St. Germain.
John St. Germain's fifth foul. Senior making his last exit in a Stab uniform.
And gets a standing ovation from the Stab faithful. He's been such a big part of that program since coming over as a freshman. Now, did he win? He won a state championship as an 8th grader, didn't he, with Miller? Or was that the year they lost?
Unfortunately, I think John has tried at 2 different schools, does not have a state championship.
Well, still a heck of a career for him. And DHS hits the front end. And here comes Gabe De Lissandra.
Not sure if you can sub the guy in when no time went off the clock. The same guy that just came in for John St. Germain, but we'll take it.
And the free throw is good, so back up to 11. And it's pretty much desperation time at this point for Stab. And I hope a few things go your way, and there's one of them, I guess you would say, as a foul is called on what looked, from this angle at least, to be a clean block. Who are they calling it on?
They're calling the foul on Gongba.
Gongba, yeah. So maybe they say Gongba got him with the body, because it looked like Abraham got that block clean. And how special this PVI team has a chance to be is Deshaun Harris-Smith is as important a piece as he is. He's pretty much the only senior in their rotation.
Carter Lang making his exit. I think more for defense, offense.
Oh yeah, they'll bring him back in. Make sure he doesn't get that fifth one, as they're likely to foul here. Try to force a turnover. And Mallory almost gets it. And now they've got numbers. They're still going to back it out and reset here. Just thinking they might run a trap there.
Yeah, too late now. You got to play it out now. With 10 on the shot clock. Now you just got to get a stop. Your stab.
And there's no stopping a freight train, you know?
Yeah.
Sean Harris-Smith is as consistently productive as anybody I've seen. I've seen him probably 6 or so times this year. I think he scored 25 or more points in every single one of those games.
Yeah, impressive. Again, his ability as a high school player and knowing how to get to his spots, how to score against multiple defenses. Impressive. Another big free throw for him. Put it back to an 11-point lead here with 52 seconds left.
I have to say he's close to 30 on this one. And Mallory's going to take it, but I think unless something crazy happens, this one's pretty much in the bag. Mallory down the lane, can't get the finish. And are they going to call an offensive foul, or what are they going to call here?
No, I think they're going to say hand in the cookie jar. Oh.
Call the sixth foul on number 5, Deshaun Harris-Smith. Players score.
Player control foul, which makes
and I think that foul is going to be called on Darren Harris.
That's what you don't want. His ability to give Stab points without any time going off the clock.
So we were discussing this, and I want to ask your opinion on this as a coach, right? In a situation like last game where Miller was down 2 with 3.9 seconds left or something like that, in the high school rules, you're allowed to foul before the ball is inbounded, but you very rarely see that happen. Obviously, you hope for a turnover on an inbound, but why do you think coaches wouldn't do something like that in that situation? Because essentially, you can also look at it this way. You can pick your free throw shooter in that situation.
That's right.
You can wrap up whoever you want, even go to the ref. Hey, ref, I want to foul this guy.
And depending on the ref, you can sometimes get away with it. Sometimes the ref might call an intentional foul.
Yeah.
But no question, right? You definitely want to stop the clock. I think tough part for Miller in that game is they had no timeouts left the last minute and a half or 2 minutes of that game.
Yep.
And credit to them to still have those chances to tie up the game. And
Jalen Dyer almost hitting the craziest shot of all time.
Yeah.
Hit the Euro step 3-quarter 3 that almost went in. There's Gongba at the line here. And looks like PVI will get yet another one to add to the mantle for head coach Glenn Ferrello.
I was over watching the PVI girls and the Stab girls in the state championship played over at Benedictine earlier today.
Oh, so they had that set up too? Just like the WCAC, it was both St. John's and Paul VI in both games.
And Stab hung tough. PVI ended up pulling away at the end for a similar point margin. I think PVI girls won that one by 11 points. Let's see if this one ends up being the same or not. But looks like PVI fans know it's all but over now with this last foul.
How was Kimora Johnson? Is that her name?
She's a talent.
Yeah, I heard she's very, very good.
I thought Stab had the best player on the floor, but then Paul VI might have had the next 5 best players on the floor, which at the end
makes sense.
The deciding factor. But
and Deshaun Harris-Smith has been the best player on the floor, no question, today. As he will have a chance to add one more point here to his total. And he does. And that will pretty much do it. 19 seconds left. Mallory going to hoist a 3. In and out. Gongba with the rebound. No foul. And congratulations to the Panthers of Paul VI. Another state title for them. Congrats to St. Anne's Belfield. A fantastic season for them and Coach Damon Altizer as well. We want to thank everybody for joining us here on the CBG Live Network. Thank Cade Lemke for joining me today for this one. And Cade, I'm sure I'm going to be seeing you around here soon, right?
Yes, sir. It's that time of year. It was a pleasure being here on the call with you. It's as a basketball fan, great too. If I can't be out there coaching this game, I love to be watching it and being able to be on the call with you is my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We look forward to having you again sometime. And have a safe trip back to Charlottesville. Everybody, thank you for joining us for the VISAA State Championships this year. We were glad to be able to have this. And stay tuned on the CBG Live Network for even more basketball-related content and streams coming up. Everybody be safe out there. I'll leave it on for the next.
Chris Dodgers just said now at 6:17. Tell Jack your mic is too quiet.
I turned it up. Who said that?
Chris Rogers.
My little brother, man. Oh, wow. Hold on. Let me meet this way.